Zalbaar, the Wookiee companion in Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic KOTOR, is often remembered for his loyalty, strength, and honorable character. However, behind his towering figure and noble demeanor lies a dark and tragic history, one that is intertwined with betrayal, loss, and personal conflict. Zalbaar's past is a story of personal suffering, redemption, and the complexities of loyalty and honor. His history is marked by a deep internal struggle, a complex relationship with his people, and a painful event that shaped his destiny. Zalbaar's story in KOTOR is not just about his time as a companion to the player, but also about the tragic history that continues to haunt him. Zalbaar's journey begins on the planet Kashyyyk, home of the Wookiees, a proud and fierce species known for their strength, resilience, and loyalty to their kin. Wookiees are a species that value honor and family, and the societal structure on Kashyyyk is deeply connected to these values. However, Zalbaar's life takes a tragic turn when he is exiled from his homeworld and cast out by his own people. This moment of betrayal is the foundation of Zalbaar's dark history, shaping his character and actions for years to come. The betrayal Zalbaar experiences is rooted in his relationship with his father, a respected Wookiee elder named Frere. Zalbaar's father was a warrior and leader among his people, and Zalbaar looked up to him with great admiration and respect. However, Frere's life is marked by a tragic decision that leads to Zalbaar's exile. Frere was involved in a dispute with a group of Wookiee dissidents, led by a Wookiee named Chunder. The dissidents were calling for a more aggressive approach to their dealings with offworlders, particularly the Sith, and they were unwilling to tolerate Frere's more diplomatic and cautious approach. The conflict escalated when Chunder betrayed Frere, resulting in the elder Wookiee's death. This betrayal left Zalbaar alone and devastated, unable to understand why his father had been betrayed by someone he had once trusted. Zalbaar's exile from Kashyyyk came as a direct consequence of this betrayal. Although Zalbaar was not directly involved in the conflict that led to his father's death, the Wookiee society did not tolerate weakness or perceived dishonor. As a result, Zalbaar was cast out, forced to leave his home and wander the galaxy. This act of betrayal left Zalbaar with a profound sense of shame and loss, creating a deep emotional scar that would stay with him for the rest of his life. The Wookiee exile is a punishment that reflects the importance of honor in Wookiee society, and for Zalbaar, it meant that he was forever separated from the people he loved and the home that had once been his. His exile would shape his worldview, filling him with anger and resentment toward those who had betrayed him, particularly Chunder, who had caused his father's death. Zalbaar's life after his exile was marked by years of wandering and struggling to find his place in the galaxy. He was forced to adapt to a world far removed from the forests and jungles of Kashyyyk. For a Wookiee like Zalbaar, who had grown up surrounded by his people and their traditions, the galaxy beyond his homeworld was a cold and alien place. He found himself at the mercy of various factions, often finding himself in situations where he had to fight for survival. In the galaxy, Zalbaar encountered many species, but he never felt truly at home anywhere. The Wookiee exile had stripped him of his sense of identity, and he struggled to find meaning in a universe that seemed indifferent to his existence. The anger he felt toward his betrayal and the loss of his family remained a constant presence in his heart, but it was something he buried deep within himself, choosing instead to focus on his survival. Zalbaar's fate took a significant turn when he encountered the player Antares. It is here that he finds himself in the midst of a new chapter in his life, one that would ultimately lead him to confront the demons of his past. Zalbaar's relationship with the player begins as one of mutual respect. The player sees Zalbaar as a powerful and capable ally, a Wookiee warrior with immense strength and loyalty. Zalbaar, in turn, develops a deep sense of camaraderie with the player, who represents the first person to truly see him for who he is, not as an exiled outcast but as a warrior worthy of respect. Over time, Zalbaar's bond with the player grows, and he begins to trust them in ways he has not trusted anyone in years. However, it is not until the party travels to Kashyyyk that Zalbaar's dark history is revealed. The return to his homeworld forces Zalbaar to confront the painful memories of his past, including the betrayal of his father and his exile from the Wookiee people. It is during this time that the player learns about Zalbaar's relationship with Chunder, the Wookiee who betrayed his father. Chunder had assumed control of a Wookiee clan on Kashyyyk after Freyr's death, and his reign was marked by cruelty and oppression. Zalbaar's personal vendetta against Chunder becomes one of the driving forces of his character arc, as he seeks to avenge his father and restore his family's honor. The confrontation with Chunder is the climactic moment in Zalbaar's story. Zalbaar's return to Kashyyyk forces him to confront the painful reality of his past. His desire for vengeance against Chunder becomes a consuming force, and he is willing to risk everything to see his father's death avenged. This moment reveals Zalbaar's deep internal struggle, as he must decide whether to let his anger and resentment control him or to rise above the darkness that has haunted him for so long. The player's choices during this confrontation play a significant role in Zalbaar's redemption. If the player chooses to support Zalbaar's desire for revenge, it is a reminder of the destructive power of anger and how easily it can consume even the most honorable of individuals. However, if the player encourages Zalbaar to take a more peaceful approach and focus on restoring his honor without resorting to violence, it serves as a turning point for Zalbaar, showing that he has the strength to rise above his past and find healing. The choice that Zalbaar makes in confronting Chunder is crucial to his personal growth. Regardless of the outcome, the experience forces him to reckon with the darkness in his own heart. Zalbaar's ability to forgive, or at least to let go of the desire for vengeance, marks the beginning of his redemption. It is a powerful moment of self-realization, as Zalbaar understands that he cannot change the past, but he has control over his actions moving forward. The weight of his father's death and his years of exile no longer define him. Instead, Zalbaar can choose to embrace the future and honor his father's memory in a way that reflects his true strength, through compassion, loyalty, and the willingness to move beyond hatred. In the end, Zalbaar's story is a tale of personal growth and redemption. His dark history, marked by betrayal and exile, is something that he cannot forget, but it is not something that must define his future. The experiences and choices he makes throughout his journey in KOTOR show that even the deepest wounds can heal, and even the most tragic past can be overcome. Zalbaar's loyalty to his friends, his growth as a person, and his ability to forgive himself and others serve as a testament to the idea that redemption is not about erasing one's past, but about making the conscious decision to choose a better future. Through his struggles, Zalbaar proves that even those who have been betrayed and lost everything can still find a path to healing, and that honor is not found in revenge but in the strength to forgive and move forward. Zalbaar's life debt to Revan is a powerful and complex aspect of his character in Star Wars. Knights of the Old Republic, KOTOR. As a Wookiee, Zalbaar is bound by the sacred tradition of life debts, which hold immense cultural significance for his species. Wookiees are known for their loyalty and their strong sense of honor, and the concept of a life debt is one of the most sacred vows a Wookiee can make. When Zalbaar pledges his life debt to Revan, it is not just a simple promise of loyalty, but a deep, binding commitment that shapes his actions, decisions, and sense of duty throughout the game. The life debt is the key reason why Zalbaar remains so steadfastly loyal to Revan, despite the tumultuous events that unfold during their journey together. Zalbaar's personal history, which is filled with pain, betrayal, and exile, makes the concept of a life debt even more significant for him. As an outcast from his own people due to the events surrounding the death of his father, Zalbaar feels a deep sense of abandonment and isolation. His exile from Kashyyyk, a punishment that stripped him of his honor and family, left him emotionally scarred. Zalbaar's attachment to Revan becomes a way for him to regain the sense of purpose, belonging, and loyalty that he had lost when he was cast out of his homeworld. Revan becomes more than just a companion to Zalbaar. They represent the chance for Zalbaar to restore a part of himself that had been broken. The life debt is a formalization of this bond, a way for Zalbaar to reaffirm his sense of honor and loyalty to someone who, despite all odds, became a protector and ally when he had nothing left. The life debt is initiated early in the game, when Revan and Zalbaar first meet on Taris. Zalbaar, who is imprisoned and under threat from the local Sith, is rescued by Revan in a moment of selflessness and bravery. Zalbaar, in turn, swears a life debt to Revan, vowing to protect them in exchange for the act of saving his life. For a Wookiee, this vow is not something to be taken lightly. A life debt is a sacred oath, one that binds the individual to the one they owe it to, regardless of the circumstances. Zalbaar's commitment to Revan is not just a form of servitude. It is a bond built on deep respect and gratitude. This life debt drives Zalbaar's actions throughout the story, reinforcing his loyalty and ensuring that he remains at Revan's side no matter the challenges they face together. Zalbaar's adherence to the life debt is further emphasized by his sense of honor. Wookiees, as a species, place great importance on the concepts of loyalty and duty. For Zalbaar, his life debt is a reflection of his desire to restore his own honor, which was tarnished by his exile from Kashyyyk. By staying loyal to Revan, Zalbaar reaffirms his personal code of honor and strives to uphold the Wookiee values that he was taught, even though he no longer has a place among his people. The life debt becomes a means for him to prove to himself that he is still capable of loyalty, that he has not completely fallen from grace despite the suffering he endured. Revan's treatment of Zalbaar, as an equal and a friend, provides Zalbaar with the opportunity to rebuild his sense of self-worth and self-respect, further strengthening his bond to the one he owes his life to. In addition to Zalbaar's sense of duty and personal honor, the life debt also plays a significant role in his emotional journey. Zalbaar's previous life on Kashyyyk before his exile was one in which he had a deep connection to his family and his people. The death of his father and the betrayal by Chunder shattered that connection, leaving Zalbaar with a profound sense of loss and abandonment. When Revan rescues Zalbaar and offers him companionship, it represents a chance for Zalbaar to heal from the emotional scars of his past. Revan's actions provide Zalbaar with a new sense of belonging, a sense that he had lost after his exile from Kashyyyk. The life debt becomes a way for Zalbaar to give back to someone who gave him the chance for redemption and healing. It is not just a matter of repaying a debt. It is about Zalbaar reclaiming a sense of emotional fulfillment and connection that he had thought was lost forever. Zalbaar's loyalty to Revan is tested throughout the game, especially as the player's actions and decisions become more complex. As the story progresses and the true nature of Revan's past is revealed, Zalbaar is faced with the question of whether his loyalty should remain unwavering despite Revan's past as a Sith Lord. Revan's history as Darth Revan, the Dark Lord of the Sith, is a painful reminder of the destructive power of the dark side, and Zalbaar is forced to confront his feelings of loyalty to someone who may have caused immense harm in the galaxy. Despite the unsettling revelation of Revan's past, Zalbaar's life debt remains intact. This is because, for Zalbaar, the life debt is not just about what Revan has done in the past, but about the bond they share in the present. Zalbaar's commitment to Revan is rooted in the person Revan is now, not the person they were as a Sith Lord. Zalbaar chooses to see the potential for redemption in Revan, just as he himself had the opportunity to redeem his own past and rise above the darkness of his own life. This theme of loyalty in the face of uncertainty is central to Zalbaar's character arc throughout KOTOR. Zalbaar serves as a moral compass for the player, reminding them of the importance of loyalty and honor, even when the path is unclear or difficult. Zalbaar's life debt is not a blind commitment. It is a conscious choice, one that he makes because he believes in the person Revan has become, not just the person they once were. In this way, Zalbaar's loyalty to Revan is a testament to the idea of personal redemption. Just as Zalbaar was able to find redemption and healing through his bond with Revan, he sees the same potential in Revan, which is why he remains fiercely loyal despite the complexities of Revan's past. Furthermore, Zalbaar's life debt highlights the theme of sacrifice. For Zalbaar, loyalty is not a mere formality. It is something that requires sacrifice and dedication. His willingness to stay by Revan's side, even in the face of danger, demonstrates the depth of his commitment. Zalbaar sacrifices his own comfort, safety, and well-being to protect Revan, all because of the life debt he swore. In this way, the life debt is not only an expression of Zalbaar's honor but also of his capacity for selflessness and devotion. This loyalty forms the foundation of his character and becomes one of his defining traits throughout the game. In conclusion, Zalbaar's life debt to Revan is much more than a simple promise. It is a profound bond that shapes Zalbaar's actions and motivations throughout Knights of the Old Republic. His loyalty to Revan is driven by a combination of honor, gratitude, emotional healing, and a sense of purpose that he had lost after his exile from Kashyyyk. The life debt serves as a symbol of Zalbar's desire to restore his sense of self and his place in the galaxy, while also representing his belief in the possibility of redemption, both for himself and for Revan. Ultimately, Zalbar's life debt is a testament to the power of loyalty and the idea that true strength lies not in physical power, but in the commitment to others and the willingness to protect and support those who matter.